Here again with another Breaking Bad, a Season 5B episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am every watch you're watching Breaking Bad, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you found out that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you out there that are wondering, I have seen Breaking Bad many times. This is at least my 8th time watching the show. It may even be my 10th time watching the show. So join me on the journey and let's watch the show and discuss the show in the comment section along with the legendary Crazy Coffee Man, as this is an awesome and amazing show and we definitely need to talk about it. With all that said, this will be Breaking Bad Season 5B, Episode 12. The title of this episode is called Rabid Dog. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. So Walt stares at his house, seeing Saul's car in the driveway. Walt knows that Jesse took Saul's car. So Walt comes through the backyard. Walt opens the patio door, and Walt becomes aware of the gasoline-soaked floor. Jesse! Jesse! Show yourself right now. But Jesse's nowhere to be found. Walt goes out to Saul's car. He finds a CD with cocaine on it. Walt has Extreme Clean out at the house, cleaning out the gasoline out of the carpeting as much as they can. Huell is also there to get Saul's car back to him. Walt calls Jesse and leaves a voicemail message. There's also a person there to fix the door jamb and the striker plate. No rekey. Same exact keys as before. Walt tells the guys that there's an area that's still bad, and then Extreme Clean is like, we'd love to take your money, but we've already went over that spot 3 times. Until Walt gets new carpeting and new padding, this is as good as it gets, even though, like I said, they would love to take more of his money. Walt dumps some gasoline on his clothes. Walt also puts some gasoline on his car seat, probably too much gasoline. And then Skyler arrives home, wonders why Walt has a box fan in his car window. Is that gasoline? Skyler says when she walks in. What happened is that I should sue someone. Total pump malfunction. Okay, Walt's going to tell one of his many lies that it's obvious that he's lying. And then Walt's like, I'm standing there filling up like I've done 1,000 times, so that was my day. How was yours? I kind of skipped past after he said 1,000 times. And then Junior says, Dad, can you just please tell the truth? You fainted, didn't you? And he says he thinks the gas fumes may have made him pass out. That's what Junior says. And Walt suggests that we can't stay here until we get new carpeting. How about a hotel? Walt tells Skyler, I'm sorry. It's not my finest hour. And then Walt sees the damage Jesse did to Saul as Kubi has driven him to Walt. They're outside in the parking lot at the hotel. They've checked everywhere, and they can't seem to find Jesse Pinkman. Saul wants to know what Walt wants to do when Jesse turns up. And then Walt says Jesse is upset about the boy. And Walt just needs to explain to him why that had to happen. And then Saul wonders if this is an old Yeller situation where you put the dog out. You take the dog out, and then Walt gets mad and says, do not float that idea again. Find him. And then Skyler asks Walt, how's Saul doing? And Walt's like, what? And she knows that he was just talking to him out in the parking lot. And Skyler says she played along with the pump malfunction story because Junior was around, but she'd like to know what's going on. And Walt says, okay, coming over here was just being overly cautious. And then Walt explains the Jesse situation. And Skyler's like, he was going to burn our house down, but he didn't. It's like, so what? He still was he was pouring gasoline on the carpeting nonetheless. And then Skyler asks Walt, what is his course of action? And then Walt says, Kubi is going to track down Jesse and he'll talk to him. Skyler starts to freaking out, saying, I knew this would happen. And then Walt's like, how much have you had to drink? Not nearly enough. And then Skylar wants Walt to deal with it. And then Skylar's like, what's one more? So I do believe it's implying that Skylar wants Walt to kill Jesse because she knows that Walt is at least responsible for the death of Gustavo Fring. And then Jesse is in the house. We go back to Jesse pouring gasoline all over the white residence carpeting. And then Jesse's lighting a magazine on fire. Was it magazine or newspaper? I didn't put that in my notes, but it was one of those two. And then Hank comes in. Jesse, stop what you're doing and face me. He poisoned a kid just as a move. Walt's a bastard. Secret's out. We'll talk about it. Hank wants Jesse to put the lighter down. He can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it. You want to burn him down? Let's do it together. So Jesse ends up leaving with Hank, and Walt pulls up right after they leave. And then so we've caught up with both timelines here. And then Jesse finds out that Hank's been following him since Goodman's office. He says he's going to go take him to the DEA downtown. It's like, wait a minute. You take me down there, Walt will have me taken out, because that's what he does. Now, Marie's talking to a therapist. You're angry. Marie, I think it's time you filled me in on some more details here. He wants to know about this movie, this video. Just focus on my feelings here. He screwed us and he won. Can we talk about something else, please? And then we find out last week Marie was upset about the new parking rules at work. And then as many times as I've watched this show, I don't remember that scene of Marie talking to a therapist at all. So, I don't know. I don't remember it. So, there's times when I'm watching these episodes that I feel like on my Blu-ray copy, like there's something missing. Well, not necessarily Breaking Bad, but when I was watching an episode of Shameless, I feel like there's something missing on my Blu-ray, which is ridiculous, but maybe I need to watch the shows on Netflix that are on there. But then I'd have to pay for Netflix, which I don't really want to contribute to Netflix because it's, anyway. So Marie goes home and she sees some suitcases ready to go close by the door when she arrives. And she asks Hank, what's the story here? You want me to move out of my own house? What's going on? And then Hank's like, it will make it a little smoother if you're not here. Hank, what in the hell is going on? And then Hank shows Marie that Jesse Pinkman is asleep on the bed. And then Hank tells Marie this is the best place for him. And Marie asks Hank just one question. Is this bad for Walt? And then Hank's like, yeah, very. And then Marie says, good, I'm staying. And then Jesse's Hello Kitty phone starts going off. And then Hank listens to the voicemail. It's the one that Walt left while he was waiting, the carpeting cleaning and the lock guy. Or the door fixer guy, I guess. It wasn't really lock. Oh, maybe it was lock guy. Because they thought it was a break-in. And Walt's chilling at the hotel swimming pool. And then Junior comes down. He couldn't sleep, so he talks to Walt. Walt tells Junior, you think I came all this way to let lung cancer take me down? It's kind of an emotional moment because Junior's really concerned for Walt's well-being here. And then Junior hugs Walt. And then Jesse gets up and sees Marie. Would you like some coffee? And Jesse shakes his head. Yes. And then, she's like, what do you want? And then he's like, black's good. And then Agent Gomez, or Steve Gomez, is at Hank and Marie's. And he's setting up a video camera. Hank says this is probably going to take a while, he tells Marie. And then Jesse tells Hank he just has a story, but he doesn't have any proof. And then Hank's like, well, tell us anything you remember. Tell us your story. And then start from the beginning. And then he says he first met Mr. White junior year of chemistry. And then they have Hank and Gomez talking about it after the fact. And Gomez actually believes Jesse, unfortunately, but he's right. Like, there's no proof. And then Hank plays the voicemail message for Jesse and Gomez. He'll be alone in public. Hank's plan is to do Walt's plan, which makes Jesse upset. And Jesse's like, he has a zero-tolerance policy when it comes to threats. And Hank says, Walt cares about you, Jesse, you see? Yeah, Mr. White's gay for me. Jesse doesn't want to sit in on a poison needle or something like that. And he says, Jesse, this isn't asking. This is what's happening. And then Gomez tells Hank, what if he's right? But Hank, unfortunately, really doesn't care about Jesse's well-being. He just wants to put Walt away by any means necessary. If Jesse's a casualty during that, so be it. And then Jesse goes to the plaza. Jesse sees Walt sitting on a bench. And then Jesse sees someone else that might be a threat to him if he goes up to Walt. And then Jesse turns around and leaves as Gomez... I don't know if Hank was watching this, but definitely Gomez was watching this. And then Jesse calls Walt, nice try, asshole. I'm not doing what you want anymore, asshole. Next time I'm going to get you where you really live. And then it turns out the man that Jesse was afraid of was just there with his daughter, so he had no connection to Walt at all. And then Hank pulls up to Jesse, get in! What the hell was that all about? And Jesse says there's a better way to get him. There's another way, a better way. And then Walt calls Todd. He thinks he might have another job for his uncle, which is implying that Walt's out of the options. It's time to kill Jesse Pinkman. And that's what ends this episode of Breaking Bad. So another good episode of Breaking Bad. All these second half episodes are at least an 8.5 or higher. For this particular one, I'm going to give it an 8.6 out of 10. My characters of the episode, I'm going to give it to Hank, and I'm going to give it to Skyler, which maybe Marie, actually. I don't even know. I think Hank and Skyler. I don't want to give Walt the character of the episode all the time. So, really good episode. Certainly building up to what we're going to get as a conclusion of Breaking Bad. So, you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, or El Camino, or Breaking Bad's story, and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button, and consider the fact that I cover more than just Breaking Bad on this channel. I started this channel because I wanted to talk about the things that I want to talk about. I don't have a particular niche, although I'm known for UFC fight reactions and Dexter and Walking Dead content. But check out the playlist that I have on this channel. Share this video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Breaking Bad. What would you rate the episode? And whom, if you had to choose, would be your male and female character of the episode? Or if you just do want to do one, but Walt is going to be the character every time. Make sure you interact with me and, of course, the legendary Crazy Coffee Man. Click right here for my Better Call Saul series finale rant video. No, that's not right. My Better Call Saul series finale video, assuming you've seen every single episode of Better Call Saul. I was thinking of the Shameless finale, which I made a series finale rant video. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.